All right, tonight a look at the spectacular progress that this country has made in the last year toward restoring our sovereignty and also protecting our culture. For the last 11 months straight, there have been 0 releases at our southern border, 0 released into the country. And we're currently building about 1 mile of border wall every single day. The administration doing some heavy work on legal immigration into this country as well. New numbers from the Cato Institute show Trump has cut legal immigration more than illegal immigration. Cato is a libertarian think tank, they call themselves, but with an ideology that appears happy to decimate the culture of our country with cheap labor to appease big business. So Cato kind of is against what Trump is doing here, reporting that legal entries by asylum seekers at ports of entry has fallen 99.9%. because most asylum is fake into this country, as you know. This after Trump eliminated the scam CBP One app, where you could apply for asylum from another country, and also suspended this so-called refugee pipeline via executive order. Refugees entering legally from abroad has fallen about 90%. International student visas are down 40%. H-1B visas down 25%, thanks in large part to Trump's $100,000 fee. Of course, H-1B was being milked by companies looking for cheap labor, not necessarily needed expertise that Americans can't provide. They just wanted people from India because they work for a lot less in this country. Tom Homan is the border czar, and he joins us now from the White House. Sir, it's good to have you back on. We're weaning big business off of cheap foreign labor. We're making a lot of really big progress. People were not comfortable with what happened to immigration into this country the last 4 years of Biden. It was a disaster, and this is moving it the other way.
Well, absolutely. Promises made, promises kept. We got the most secure border in the history of the nation. Illegal immigration on the southern border is down 97%. And as you said, well, first of all, what Cato says, whatever Cato says, you know, they can take raw data and spin it any way they want. I don't believe anything they say. But look, we did. We stopped the CHNV program where they're flying thousands of people from Cuba, Nicaragua, Haiti, Venezuela into our airports. This, as you mentioned, the CBP One app. They release millions of people in this country. So if they want to compare that what we're doing now, you're damn right. We're not releasing illegal aliens in this country. We shut down the CBP One app, and CHMV is no longer. And so we got a tighter border, we got tighter immigration policies, and that's exactly what the American people voted for. And you know, again, President Trump, promises made, promises kept. We got a more solid, safe, efficient immigration policy right now that's keeping this country safer.
What's the feeling? I mean, at places like Homeland Security and Border Patrol, you know, you talk to these guys. I mean, how good does it feel to work for a country where you're not set up to fail every day?
Well, look, my morale's sky high. I mean, for 4 years under the Biden administration, I woke up every day pissed off at what they did to our border. Yeah. But the men and women of the Border Patrol feel the same way. I mean, these men and women took an oath to enforce immigration law, and I was down the southern border many times during the Biden administration, and the morale was in the toilet. I mean, they consider themselves Uber drivers and you know, tourist agents because they're simply processing people to release them, and many times delivering the children to the same people that paid for their smuggling, which is a felony. And ICE agents, their hands were tied, but now the morale's sky high. The men and women of CBP and ICE are getting to do the job they signed up to do and upholding the oath they took, and this country's safer because of it. So they're proud to serve with this president.
That's great to hear. I love that. Wanted to ask you about this. Thought you might have an interesting take on it, but the president and the Pope going back and forth on immigration, also on the Iran war, but Trump not apologizing for a Truth Social post saying that the Pope was in the wrong on this. And all this came after the Pope met with David Axelrod, you know, a big Obama advisor last week, and then came out spewing a lot of open border nonsense. On Saturday, he called for an end to the Iran war. He denounced the delusion of omnipotence, claims he is driving the conflict, and he took a pretty big dig at the president as he tries to secure the country from a nuclear Iran. 60 Minutes, though, then interviewed some of America's most influential cardinals and archbishops on Sunday night. They informed the American people that our American Pope is going to be going to the island of Lampedusa, which is a migrant island in Italy, sending a pretty loud message that he wants migrants to continue to be welcome throughout the world and certainly into Europe. He's going to go there for July 4th this year instead of coming home to the United States for our 250th birthday. Take a listen.
July 4th in Lampedusa, Italy, a site where tens of thousands of migrants land on their way to Europe every year.
He's sending a message that his top priority right now is to be with those who are downcast and marginalized.
Cardinal, those are strong words to call ICE a lawless organization.
Yeah. When they have to hide their identities to terrify people, violate other guarantees of our Constitution and Bill of Rights, somebody's got to call that out.
So, Tom, I mean, the Catholic Church is sending a pretty loud message that the West, the United States, needs to just accept masses and masses of migrants from all over the world. What's your response to that?
Well, it's unacceptable, and I've called the Pope out before. I'm a lifelong Catholic. Baptized, First Communion, Confirmation. Look, I spent my whole life in the Catholic Church, but I'm disappointed that they want to win on political issues like this. There are enough problems with the Catholic Church, and I know because I'm a member of the Catholic Church, that they need to fix and concentrate on and leave politics alone. I mean, they talk about that they don't believe in a secure border. They support open borders. However, if you cross the wall at the Vatican, you're going to prison. And the penalties are much worse there than are here. And look, and I wish they would sit down and let me educate them on open borders. When President Trump has illegal immigration down 97%, how many women aren't being raped by the cartels? How many children aren't dying making that journey? How many pounds of fentanyl aren't killing Americans? How many women and children aren't being sex trafficked? Illegal immigration is not a victimless crime. I wish they would sit down. We want to sit down with any of them and explain to them why a secure border is a safer border, and a secure border gives a stronger national security. I think they're talking from a position of not knowing what I know, what happens behind the scenes on illegal immigration. I'd be willing to sit down with them. I'm disappointed they're taking this position.
It's purely a virtue signal. I got 10 seconds left. We're building about a mile of wall a day. Is that how I understand it? That's pretty impressive.
It is, and it's going to get better. President Trump, another promise made, promise kept. We're going to finish that wall during this administration. Before President Trump ends his term, every mile wall will be in the dirt and protecting American people.
Bring it on. Border Czar Tom Homan, good to see you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.